Testing, testing, 1098. 1098. Hello, good to see you again. Under happier circumstances.
Better
Yes.
circumstances.
I forgot your child's name.
That might be where they're sitting, Abby.
Huh?
I don't know where they're going to sit.
No, they're sitting up here probably. What's your name? I forgot.
Abby.
Hi, Abby. Good to see you again.
Hi,
If, we're going to start in about 0 minutes because we're trying to start our stream on time. Let's see what's going on. Evan, are you ready to start? Wow, I'm very impressed. Actually, you can sit front row or back here, whatever you prefer. It's easier. We are missing the B'nai Mitzvah family. We are. Yeah. And it's easier, especially with my back right now, I can just go on it. Yeah. Evan, we're going to begin in 1 minute. I don't know our sound person's name tonight. David, thank you. Are you going to get another mic stand up here for or do you want to hold your mic or do you want a mic stand? A mic stand would be helpful.
Do you want another mic stand on top of this one?
Well, I know we need one here. Did you need another one? Nope.
I'm
Yeah.
going to do that.
Just make it so it's about here for her. Thank you.
Of course.
I'm sure it's stressful first time at a new place.
It's not my first time in a new place.
Oh, 2 years ago. Okay. A long
I
time.
grow my hair a little more.
Yeah.
I'm facing the Ashkenazi. Is that not good?
Yeah, well, let's just. Pull that through. Because she's going to be standing about there. Yeah, a little bit lower for her. And then I'm just going to swing it away while she's doing that.
Right there?
Yeah, that should be pretty good. You might need to do a little mic adjustment when you come up. All right, we're going to start mainly because we have to start given. It's good to see you. We have to start because we're actually also online. So I want to begin with saying Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And I want to say Shabbat Shalom to everyone on Zoom, and to everyone on Facebook, and to everyone on YouTube, and everyone on our website. Shabbat Shalom to you all. We are a community no matter where we are. So those of you in our sanctuary tonight, you have to sing very loudly if you know the words, because the idea is we have to, they can't hear each other out in the world of internet, but they can hear you. So please sing loudly and help us fill this space. So tonight we have a lot of things going on, a couple things. Let me find my notes here. So tonight we're going to honor Shabbat, of course, and we're also going to be honoring Eliza Lauterstein, who is not here yet, but she's going to become a bat mitzvah tomorrow. So when she comes, we are all going to have to yell out Yasher Koach. Maybe we'll do that as a surprise. I'll give everyone a 1, 2, 3. We know she's going to be great tomorrow, though. On a more serious note, tomorrow is World Food Day. And many of us, I think everyone in this room, live in a world where food is easily accessible and affordable, at least to us. But there are many people both in our community and in this world where food is not accessible and is not priced in a way that they can purchase it. So we need to think about, well, tomorrow and tonight, what it means to have, 17% of our food go to waste each day. What it means to feed those both locally and those internationally. And I'll be speaking about this later on. I will say that Kol Tikva is being honored tomorrow as a key coalition member with the West Valley Food Pantry. And if you're not familiar with the West Valley Food Pantry, Herm will explain it all to you after the service. But we have a partnership with them. Herm, are you the current president or the past president? Current president of the West Valley Food Pantry. And they do an amazing job, especially over this pandemic, making sure that people are fed. Because at the end of the day, if we aren't feeding those who are hungry that live just mile within our neighborhoods, we are not doing enough. So let's think about how we support our organizations, how we get people fed. Now we're going to have a little music, a little song to get us into our prayer. I'd like everyone to turn to page 130 if you've got a book. And on page 130, we're going to find Lachun Ranana. We are going to sing with joy and with heart, whether we are in the sanctuary or whether you are watching us over Zoom, FaceTime, YouTube, or on our website. Cantor.
לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. נריע, נריע לצור אישנו, מקדמה פניו בתודה. נריע, נריע לצור אישנו, בזמירות נריע לו. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני.
Turn to page 138 for Lachado D. Lachado D, I always find to be a mystical moment in prayer. That even when I'm leading, something always seems to touch my heart, because in Lachado D, we welcome the Sabbath bride in our midst. And as we rise on that last verse and we face the door, I feel her presence. I feel her presence, coming to me and saying, take it easy. Enjoy this Shabbat. Let it fill your heart, your soul with joy. So let's imagine that Sabbath bride that we are singing to in this prayer. Let's imagine her coming into our lives. Let us imagine ourselves having, a beautiful 24 hours. We are on page 138. We'll be doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, rising on the last verse.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המאוחד, אדוני אחד שמו אחד. לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, וראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Let's rise if we are able and face the back door. Let us rise and face the back door.
בואי ושלום
עטרת בעלה, גם בשימה ובסוהלה,
תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
So Eliza has entered the room, so we should all yell out Yasher Koach right now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yasher Koach. You're going to be amazing tomorrow. We already welcomed you a few minutes ago, so I told everyone we had to hold the Yasher Koach until you arrived. It's okay. We're now going to continue with Shalom Aleichem on page 142. Shalom Aleichem speaks about angels entering our lives each Shabbat. Why don't we all take a moment and think about the angel that we'd like to have enter our lives this Shabbat? An angel of hope, an angel of peace, an angel of memory, an angel of good health, an angel of celebration. What kind of angel, what kind of blessing do you need? And as we sing Shalom Aleichem, let's think about that angel who comes and what blessing we need and how blessed we will feel once this melody is complete and that angel has blessed each one of us. Shalom Aleichem can be found on page 142. Cantor.
השרת מלאכי עליון. אוי 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 מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. בואכם לשלום מלאכי השלום מלאכי עליון. בי מלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום מלאכי השלום מלאכי עליון. אוי 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 מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום מלאכי השלום מלאכי עליון. אוי 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 מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
If you did not do it during the singing of Shalom Aleichem, take a moment right now and think about an angel and the type of blessing you need. Take a moment. And as that angel blesses you, take a deep breath in and hold it. Feel Shabbat and let it out. And now I'd like Eliza and her family to come forward to light our Shabbat candles, her mom, dad, her sisters. Please, you guys can all stand behind the table. As we light these candles, the Sabbath bride enters the gateway created by these two flames, enters our community, our lives, our hearts.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר וציוונו להדליק נר וציוונו להדליק נר של השבת.
Mazel tov to all of you, and you can return to your seats. Good job. It's all good. It's fine. We have to start on time now because of the video. So now I'd like to introduce Jade. Jade is our rabbinic intern this year, and she'll be at many of our services helping lead them. So if you see Jade around the building or online or wherever you might see her, please give her a kol tikva welcome. Make her feel warm and included. Jade?
Shabbat Shalom. It's so wonderful to be here Mazal Tov, Eliza. I'm so honored to be here with you today. We're about to do the Baruch Hu, which is our communal call to prayer. And something special we do at Kol Tikva is we start with a nigun. A nigun is a song without words. For many of us here, Hebrew isn't our first language, and we get stuck on the vowels and the letters and how to pronounce things right. In this moment when we have our nigun, we get to let go of all of that. And we get to listen to the song, the music of our heart. Reb Zalman, who is one of our most prolific thinkers of the 20th century, reminds us that nigun, songs without words, are songs of our soul. So we sing our Lailais tonight with thinking about what is the song of our soul and what song can we sing together this Shabbat. We start the Baruch Hu as we rise together on page 146. Now with the Shema, it's our time to get a little quieter, a time to take a breath and go back to our core as Jews. We go back to our community as the people of Israel. We take a step back and listen to our hearts and listen to the requests that God puts before us. Tonight, we are honored to stand here together with Eliza as she takes on a new role in the community as a bat mitzvah. We will sing the Shema together, and then she will lead us in the Ve'ahavta. We're going to start together on page 152.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malachuto, Le'olam va'ed. You may be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלתך בדרך ושובחך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים אלוהיהם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיהם.
What a beautiful voice. We are about to sing the Micha Mocha, whose words praise Adonai for the miracles of the parting of the Red Sea. And I would like to suggest that there's another party that we should be praising as well in this great story of our tradition. It's the Israelites, who had no idea what was going to happen on the other side of the sea, but they pushed forward anyway with great faith. They saw a challenge, and rather than run away, they persisted. So tonight, let's sing for the miracles in our lives and also to acknowledge ourselves and others who have conquered challenges in stride. We sing together on page 158.
That was a fun nigun. We're going to sing it again.
And a Yasher Koach for Jade for first time up here. Well, that's not, woo. We turn to page 162 for Vishamru. Let us read the translation together. I'm going to finally get you guys doing something out there. Let's read the translation together as a way to introduce the singing of this prayer. We're in the middle of 162. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed. B'Shamru.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם.
We turn to page 371 for the Misha Berach prayer. We say the Misha Berach for those who are ill of mind, body, spirit. We also say it for the caregivers, those who care for those who need assistance. Tonight on our Misha Berach list, Jim Banlon, Richard Barrett, Bella Kane, Gil Cherish, Miles Dietz, Diane Fantel, Donna Frankel, George Gogassi, Herb Gustin, Bonnie Halpern, Jessica Israelite, Sarah Knopf, Sharon Landler, Michael Levy, Ramon Lucindo, Jackie Jean Michaels, Bryn Pime, Wendy Rosenblum, Beverly Rosov, Marvin Sagerman, Debbie Schwartz, Gail Silva, Rose Sillerich, Esther Weissman, Eric Smith, of course those suffering from COVID, and those caring for the ill. If you have an additional name for a Misha Berach list, please share it with me now. Misha Berach Avotenu V'Imotenu. May the God of our ancestors grant a refuah shlema, a complete and full healing to all those named tonight and to all those we hold in our hearts. And together we say
Amen.
the singing of Misha Berach.
Avotenu מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. מי שברך אמותינו מקור הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with רפואה שלמה, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
If you're able, please rise. We're on page 164 for Tefillah. And as we pray Tefillah, also called the Amidah, let us remember to, pray as if everything depends on God, and to act as if everything depends on us. We're on page 164. and 64.
We are. אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה, רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לישני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני. Thank you. האל הקדוש.
Continue silently through page 180.
לפי והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. Go inside your heart, just be. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be kind, be true. May they be acceptable to you, oh my rock, my rock, and my redeemer.
So Moshe was talking to his rabbi, and he says to him, I had a weird dream recently. I saw my mother, but then I noticed she had your face. And I found this so worrying that I immediately awoke and couldn't get back to sleep. I just lay there thinking about it until 7 a.m. I finally got up, made myself a slice of toast and some coffee, and came straight to the shul. Can you please explain the meaning of this dream to me, Rabbi? And the rabbi kept silent for some time. And then he said, only one slice of toast and coffee? You call that a breakfast? Jews and food. We have a long history, both comedic and serious. And our obsession with food starts in our Torah. And most of this obsession is focused on lack of food. So often our Torah tells stories where we are battling nature. Sounds like a movie. You know, we battle floods, we battle tornadoes. In this case, we are constantly battling famine. I can think of at least 4 cases of famine in our Torah. That outcome is we needed to eat and we didn't know what to do. Tomorrow's Torah portion is Lech Lecha. It's the portion where God says, hey, Abraham, grab your wife Sarah and all your possessions, grab your nephew and all that work with you, and go to a land I'm going to show you. And Abraham takes off without asking one question. And he finally gets to that land, and he spends about 10 seconds there before the land is struck by a famine, and he has to head to Egypt. Because where does every good Jew in the Torah goes when they get hungry? Thank you very much, Millie. To Egypt. Not back home to Haran, but always to Egypt. Famine, nothing to eat. That leads to growling stomachs, and if a stomach growls too long, that can lead to death. And nobody wants to die from hunger, so if you're hungry, what do? You go somewhere else. And so that's what they do. They go to Egypt, and they eat. They eat because that Nile River is so rich that it always keeps the fields on either side of it flowing with food. And that's not the only time we went. You see, Abraham and Sarah left the second the famine was over. But then Jacob and all his sons, because of Joseph's position in the Pharaoh's household, end up there during another famine. And they ate and they were satisfied. The trouble was, after 7 years of famine, they didn't leave. They stayed. They got used to being there. And then suddenly they became slaves. If they had followed Abraham and Sarah's example, they would have left much sooner. So every time we're hungry, we head to Egypt. That's how we became slaves. But ultimately, we survived because we were fed. We survived because of someone else's generosity. So hunger forces people to leave their homes and their nations in order to survive. If a person is starving, they need to take action. Often they're forced to take action if they want to survive. And famine causes action to occur, but this action often includes forced migration, which we see time and time again in our world. And often food is not found even during these forced migrations. And if food is found, it is just temporary. In Judaism, we're taught to leave the corners of our fields so that the needy can eat from them. But what does that mean when you own a business or a rabbi? What fields do we have to leave for those in need? And we have to start thinking about what, biblical phrases like this, biblical commands of this type are telling us. And it's telling us we need to feed others. And tomorrow is World Food Day. World Food Day is determined by the United Nations. So we have to remember, our tradition supports this idea. And the Torah also commands us to care for the stranger and to feed the hungry. Really nice words, but how many of us have actually donated to the West Valley Food Pantry or donated to Jewish World Watch that deals with hunger throughout the world within the last few weeks or months? How many of us have actually given any money to any charity that feeds the hungry? How many of us have had more than full plates for every meal that we've eaten over this pandemic, never considering the blessing of having so much and so many having so little? Maybe we need to remember to be like the Egyptians, at least until we became slaves, and feed others. And we also need to remember the lesson that Abraham teaches us when he sees three men wandering through the desert. Story that occurs in Genesis chapter 18. There he is the day after having a circumcision. Kids, you can have your parents explain that to you later. But there he is in the heat of the day in a tent trying to recover from his surgery. And he sees three strangers in the distance. And he runs to them. And he says, "Come, take shade. Let me feed you." If he hadn't gone out, these three strangers would have died in this heat from lack of water and lack of food. He didn't hesitate. He went and he grabbed them and pulled them to safety. He didn't wait for them to ask him for assistance. And perhaps we need to remember that lesson, that we need to reach out and help others, not wait for them to ask us. So tomorrow, October 16th, marks World Food Day, a day for us to consider our good fortune in being well fed, almost to excess, with a plethora of choices of what to eat. It's also a day to think about about others, for whom the daily question is not, what can I eat today, or what will I eat today, but rather, will I eat today, or which member of my family gets to eat today. So I know Jewish World Watch has been developing a new program for refugees from Darfur. And we think of Sudan as not having problems anymore, but these refugees have been around for quite a while. And in the case of the Darfuri refugees, the decision to leave their homeland was a forced one, with few understanding that their search for refuge would end in the possibility of permanent exile. And after escaping from Sudan to Chad, rations provided in the refugee camps grew scarce. They found themselves suffering. They found themselves in the midst of a famine. Yes, they traveled from one famine to another. And they need assistance. So Jewish World Watch has started the Seeds of Survival initiative. And if you go to their website and make a donation tonight, you're going to be able to, send seeds and saplings and planting supplies and equipment and training for these Darfur survivors to turn plants of desert land into flourishing gardens. If you make a donation tonight, and I recommend you do, I think it's a great thing to do on Shabbat, the seeds they provide, the help they provide, will feed 6 to 8 people for a full year, teaching them how to care for themselves and giving them the tools they want to care for themselves. But if you'd rather be more local, you can also go online tonight and go to our partner, the West Valley Food Pantry. And you can go to their website and make a donation because there is so much hunger in this community. Our tradition teaches us to help the hungry. Our tradition teaches us that we ourselves once were hungry. We need to think about what we can do for others as others have done for us in the past. So on this Shabbat, may each of us take a journey moving from a place of indifference to a place of caring. In doing so, good fortune will be the outcome. In doing so, people will be transformed. In doing so, people will be fed. And together we say, Amen. And it is now my honor to ask Lisa Sage, one of our board members, to come forward to do announcements. Lisa has spoken on this bima once, twice, something like that, and has done many programs for our community. We're very appreciative of all that she does. Do you want to be over here or over there, Lisa?
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
So I want to thank Rabbi John and Cantor Noah and Eliza, or is it Eliza? Eliza, sorry. Can you come up, please? She is the bat mitzvah girl. She will be doing her bat mitzvah tomorrow. She did a great job with the Via Hafta tonight. Thank you, Eliza. Eliza, sorry. This is for you. From Temple Kol Tikva. It's a Kiddush cup. So enjoy that with your family on Shabbat. You're welcome. Mazel tov.
Would you like, can I bring you a music stand?
Sure.
And this, so you will be independent.
Thank you. That's fine. Thank you. Hello? Yep. Okay. Sorry. This is my first time doing the board announcements in person. So I've been doing the last 2 or 3 or however many I did online on Zoom. It's very different. So thank you for your patience. So Mazel Tov again to Eliza and her entire family on her upcoming bat mitzvah. And I know a lot of you guys, the family is here tonight. Very nice. Thank you. So we have a couple of busy weeks coming up. And here's just a sample of a few things, because a lot of it is in the Shalom sheet that we passed out tonight. So this Monday, the 18th, Rabbi John will start his adult education class series on the Mystic Quest. If you haven't signed up yet, I think there's still space, right, Rabbi? October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Some of you may not know that. What better way to honor our survivors and warriors and bring awareness than to bake a pink challah? Yes, the challah will actually be pink for breast cancer awareness on Sunday, October 24th at 11 in the morning. We're going to have some fun, mixing and braiding, and we'll hear from Jessica Jablon of Shar Sheret. Shar Sheret is a Jewish breast cancer organization. We will have a nosh before you take home 1 loaf of bread to bake and 1 loaf to leave to donate to seniors at the Menorah House. Fun, knowledge, and a mitzvah. Speaking of mitzvahs, November 7th is Mitzvah Day. There's so many ways to get involved, so many things we are collecting. Please visit our website for all the info. There's also info on the back of the Shalom sheet on what you can do for Mitzvah Day. For our golfers, November 15th, that's our annual golf classic. It's coming back. More great news. Our ECC is opening this Monday, the 18th. We are thrilled and have some spaces left, so if anyone knows anyone that wants to join, please spread the word. Anyone that would like more information about that, please have them call our office, temple office. Keep reading our emails and visit our website at koltikva.org for all of the information. Thank you for joining tonight, either in person or online, because I know a lot of people still join online, and Shabbat Shalom.
We turn to page 598 for the Mourner's Kaddish. And sadly, technology just informed me a moment ago about another death in our community. That we love our technology, but I saw my phone buzzing, and I just learned that Sam Gershfeld, who is the grandfather to Sarah Litvak, just passed an hour or so ago, I guess. On our recently departed list, Hattie Mae Siegel, remembered by the Ross family. Leonard Weiss, remembered by the Ames family. Herbert Cohn, remembered by the Fischenfeld family. Barbara Lauterstein, remembered by the Lauterstein family. And Sam Gershfeld, remembered by the Litvak family. We also think about those who died during this season in years past. Evelyn Ames Blackman, Julius Beer, James Benefeld, Adam Fox, Alan Gelfand, Jacob Giverts, Regina Goose, Ann Lisker, Dr. Saul Landy, Antonio Lugo, Margaret A. Marks, Mildred Roman, Pat Roman, Gerald Hugh Smith, Daryl Sobelman, Harold Stone, and Sam Weintraub. If you have an additional name for our Kaddish Yortzeit list, please share it with us now. If you're in the first 7 days of mourning, Shiva, I ask you to please rise. If you're in the first 30 days of mourning, Shloshim, I ask you to please rise. If you're in the first year of mourning, I ask you to rise. If you're observing a Yortzeit, I ask you to please rise. These are the mourners in our midst. We rise to show them our love and our support. Everyone should now be standing, if you are able. We are on page 598. Yitgadal v'yikadash me rabba, v'alma divrach hirute v'amlich malchute, v'chayechon v'yumechon v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, bagala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarak leolam olamei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudsha berechu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the one who makes peace on high grant peace to all who mourn, to all Israel and to all humankind. And together we say, put your books to the side. If you're comfortable with the people around you, put your arms around them. If you do not know them, ask before you put an arm around them, and no is a completely fine answer. Here we go.
Shalom שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל העולם.
Eliza, bring your parents and your sisters back up one more time. You're going to hold our Kiddush cup and our challah tonight. We're going to do a short Kiddush tonight. If you could hold that glass up, that Kiddush cup up nice and high. It's grape juice, don't worry. Here we go.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן לחיים.
So let's do hamotzi. Let's all point at the challah and say yummy, yum, yum. Just like preschoolers, you guys are great. Here we go.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לחם מן הארץ בתאוות.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. This concludes our service. Shabbat shalom to Facebook, to YouTube, to Zoom, and to our homepage.